Hi, in this video I'm gonna be talking about confusion matrix, and then there are terms like true positive, false positive, true negative. All those terms I often see people confusing among all those terms, so I'll try to make those things clear. I'll be talking about confusion matrix and type 1 error and type 2 error. These are the topics we're gonna cover in this video. And so in a brief, the confusion matrix is something that you use for evaluating your classification model. If you want to see the performance of your classification model, this is a very popular way to evaluate your classification model. Yeah, so this is confusion matrix. Let's dive deeper into this. Yeah, one more thing. There is also a Hindi video for this whole topic. So if you are more comfortable in Hindi, you can find the link to the Hindi version in the description. Okay, let's start.
Okay, so this is how normally a confusion matrix looks like. So it's basically a square matrix, and on one axis you actually take the actual values, the actual categories you have in your target variable in your classification model, and on the other axis you have predicted values, what you have predicted. So let's dive into this and see how you can read it. So let's look at this cell. So for this cell, actual is 0 and predicted is also 0. So you made 5 predictions. These are right predictions where the actual value was also 0 and you also predicted as 0. Let's look at this one. Here it shows that actual was 0 for this and predicted value is 1. So yeah, these are the wrong predictions, 2 wrong predictions, and here the actual value was 0 and you actually predicted, or your model predicted 1. So in this way you can read the confusion matrix. So what is the advantage of using confusion matrix over the accuracy? Accuracy is also a very common way to evaluate confusion, the classification models. But the thing is, accuracy doesn't tell you for which category your model works well or for which category it may doesn't work good. So let's look at here. 5 plus 2 7. So actual examples where it was 0 is 7, but out of those 7 you were able to predict 5 right, and on the other hand the 1 was 5 examples were there actually when the value is 1, but out of those 5 you predicted 4 correctly and 1 got wrong. So 80% prediction was right for where actual category is 1, and it is lesser than 80, right? So this is how you can actually interpret the confusion matrices. This is how it looks like for multi-class classification. There are multiple classes. This is still a square matrix, and here one more thing to notice, you can also, instead of the number or the count, you can also get percentage over here. So in this one you have the percentage. You can tweak your code. There are, simply you can pass some parameters to create these kind of metrics as well. So this is generally what is the purpose of confusion matrix. Okay, so now look at here. Confusion matrix is actually, there are some components of the confusion matrix, and these are true negative, false positive, false negative, true positive. You must have heard of these terms. So yeah, now we'll be understanding what are these terms. These are actually very important to know because some other evaluation matrices like precision or recall or F1 score, they are all also derived by these only. So you have to know what these things are. So yeah, let's understand what these are called, how you actually know which one is true, negative, false, positive, etc., etc. Let's move forward. Yeah, so There are two parts of it. The first part is either true or false, and the second part is either positive or negative. Okay, so there are four combinations. So let's understand what is first part is and what is second part. So the first part is basically the prediction, correct or not. So the first part always tells if the prediction you made or your algorithm, your model made is correct or not. If the prediction you made is correct, you would write true here. And if the prediction you made is not correct, you would write here false. Very simple. This is it. Now let's look at the second part. So in second part, you actually tell your prediction is positive or negative. So in binary classification, you have two results only. This can be 0 1 black white or anything, but when you encode it, it basically goes to 0 1. So for 0 you say negative, for 1 you say positive. Let's take an example of COVID test. If someone is your model says someone is COVID positive, you would say it would be 1, so you would say he's positive and negative. So here you have to just write your prediction. So for example, if your model is doing COVID test and the model says someone is positive, but actually he was not positive, so in that case your prediction is not correct. So here you would write false. But your prediction is positive because your model said he's COVID positive, so you would write positive. So you would write false positive. Let's look at some more interesting example. Okay, so let's look at this image. So some time ago I found this meme really interesting and very a genius piece of work actually. Shout out to the creator. I don't know who made this, but I found this on LinkedIn, and that's a very good demonstration of the confusion matrix actually. So let's look at here. So the scenario is your model is actually testing if someone is pregnant or not. So let's look at this example. This lady has a baby bump and looks like she's pregnant, and she is actually pregnant because on this axis we have actual values and there is 1. That means she's actually pregnant, and the test is also saying that you're pregnant. So yeah, predicted values is also 1. So in this case, the prediction is correct. So the first part would be true, and the prediction is positive because 1, she is pregnant. So true, positive. On the other hand, let's look at this. So this is, I don't know who this is, but this is a guy and he can't be pregnant. I know he can't be pregnant, and yeah, actual values say the same, that no, he's not actually pregnant, but the pregnancy test says that he is pregnant. So our model fails to detect that he is pregnant or not correctly. So first part would be false, and our model predicted it to be pregnant. That means the prediction is positive. That's why second part is positive. Similarly, let's come here. So this lady is pregnant actually. She has a baby bump. She gives birth to twins the next day. But the test said that she is not pregnant. So actually she was pregnant but not pregnant according to the test. So here the model gave us false results. So first part is false, and negative. The model predicted it negative. That's why false, negative. And this one is also, I think you guys can handle this one. So I leave it to you. And yeah, I hope confusion matrix and all these terms, I think you guys are very clear about these: true positive, false positive, true negative, and false negatives, all those jargons. Now you know really well what they are talking about. Okay, so there is one more thing we need to understand, and that is errors. So where your model made false predictions on these places, false positive and false negative, these are called errors. When the model made mistakes, made some errors. So what are these errors? Let's understand those. So the two types of error, false positive and false negative. False positive is called type 1 error and false negative is called type 2 error. And yeah, you can understand by the image as well. This is the man and the prediction says that he's pregnant, and obviously that's a mistake the model made, and the models gave the result positive but it was negative actually, so this is false positive. So that's type 1 error, and that's type 2 error is false negative, when a lady is actually pregnant but the model says it's not. Okay, so this is the errors, type 1 and type 2, very simple explanation, and I hope this is clear.
Okay, so this was it in this video. I hope this helps you to understand the confusion matrix and all those weird terms like false positive, false negative, and etc. etc. And also, I hope type 1 error and type 2 error is now clear to everyone. Yeah, so if this helps, please make sure you guys like, please subscribe to the channel. Tell me in the comments if you want me to cover any other topic and explain it in very simple terms. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be actually posting some more interesting videos, so stay tuned. Yeah, and take care. Bye bye.